What's going on, everyone? And on here. It's time for This Week in Distro. A little late today, so I was watching some football. Congratulations to the Eagles here in Philly. It's a good day, and now we just have to beat Pat Mahomes and and the Chiefs and the refs. So it should be fun. So on to This Week in Distro, and we got bundles galore. So let's start with Magic. We'll talk about that briefly, and again, this magazine exchange site. We'll talk a lot about other distribution this week because there's a lot going on. But they're the only distro with Innistrad. I think they have it limited to like 3 per account for the collectors. It's interesting because these are sitting, they were 350, now they're like 340-ish. But this is the initial dump. So there's really not a lot of this product left. I know in our LGS we had a release events and it was lukewarm. I mean, the cards are cool, but it's really nothing to write home about. So we'll see what happens, especially with Ather Drift coming in effectively 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So moving to Ather Drift, the set that everybody thought was going to be a piece of garbage. Now all of a sudden, we knew it was going to have the serialized Ather, whatever the artifact is, but it also has Mox Opal, which is interesting. And it's super interesting that they would have had to print this a while ago, and it was pretty much just recently unbanned. Let's see. Yeah, December 16th, 2024, it was unbanned. So they started to print this probably 4 months, 3 months. They probably had the print files 4 or 5 months before it was unbanned. So that just goes to show you how unique, I will say, Wizards of the Coast is when it comes to planning. Got to create value, and then they push it out. So collector booster displays, I would imagine it's going to be super tight again because, again, you have one serialized card up to 500. If it's anything like Edgar Markov that's selling for, I think, 3,500 for a bunch of them, there's going to be value in the collector boosters. The play boosters, kind of a weird one. Again, I mentioned, 97, 92 from Distro here, but they've taken the packs from 36 down to 30. So to be determined. We also have the Ather Drift Commander decks, which are super, super interesting. We got about 200 to 250 Bloom Barrel Commander decks in. We sold through about half of them, effectively what we had allocated for the website. We're just going to sit on the rest and wait for everything to recover. Probably somewhere in the 300 range. So that's interesting. Those are completely sold out everywhere. As we go down through here, there are still some additional Ixalan Commander decks, Lord of the Rings, Fallout. But moving on, just a couple things that they're trying to move. And some stuff that's on clearance here. Dominaria United, MH2 still, Kamigawa. Not a whole lot going on. Moving to collectors. As I mentioned last week, Brothers War is gone now. Been sold out. Here they say Assassin's Creed, only a few left. It's surprising how many of these have been out there in spite of the fact that it was supposedly short printed. But the price drops so far so fast. Who knows? It's a weird one. Commander Master's still out there, Karlov, and Outlaws. Everything else is sold out across the board. So it seems like Commanders the collector boxes are super short printed across the board, and the demand is kind of set. So moving on, bundles galore. So every distributor this week, except for Alliance, I believe, has reached out to us with bundles. So PhD, GTS, Southern, and some of the smaller tier. I shouldn't say smaller, but the non-4 main distributors. And they all included Surging Sparks booster bundles. They all included 151 booster bundles in different quantities and different maximums. And then we also had to take, Maridon Battle Deck cases or something like that. So if anybody wants those, feel free to email me, PM me. We have a lot of them, and if you need them for your store, you want them for your kid, you pay shipping, we'll send them to you. Happy to spread some love there. But yeah, we got the bundles for Surging for 151, and quite honestly, the pricing wasn't bad. It wasn't at pre-release, obviously, but it also wasn't sky high, rip your face off. So interesting here on Magazine Exchange. This is the first I've seen anybody offer this, anything from Prismatic, but if you click on the link's broken. It's been broken all weekend. So, of course, I tried to order them, but we got nothing. So outside of that, there's still some of these tins, some things here. But what I do want to mention is that a lot of the new EX collections have gone on sale. So we have the Zacian one that releases the end of March. Super, super oversubscribed everywhere. We ordered a bunch. We didn't get very many. We got a couple cases, and it's 6 per case. Those are super interesting because it looks like they have 2 Surging Sparks and 2 Journey Together. And then we have 2 other coming out that I think the order window closes the second week of February, like around the 10th. And that is the Charizard EX and the Iono Belly Bolt EX. So, we'll be ordering that to see what happens. But I want to talk about booster boxes. And, I've been thinking about this. And every time in the past when there's a reprint, and I truly believe the next wave is going to be a reprint, it's not going to be a restock. They tend to reprint a bunch of different sets. And the reason I say that is once you have the manufacturing line set up for booster boxes, kind of the fixed time is done from a product perspective. You just have to change the print files and, print sheets to some extent with sizing and configuration. But I tend to think when we get Surging Sparks, we're probably going to get multiple other sets at the same time. If I had to guess, I've mentioned until I was blue in the face on Temporal, the fact that there's so much showing up on Pokemon Center, we'll probably get Twilight. And I quite honestly would not be surprised if we got some additional reprint of Obsidian Flames, Paldea, and Paradox Rift. And the reason I say that is they are still within their window. They're 2 years old, a little bit less, and there's a full year left until everything rotates out. And with the price where it's at, quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they reprint them. I know a lot of the talking heads on YouTube are like, no way, never going to happen. Not sure I agree. So anyway, guys, that's everything from distribution for now. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and we're actually putting up some Innistrad Remastered, for those of you who stayed late, some Innistrad Remastered collector boxes for $325. That's tax included on the website. We're also going to list some of our booster boxes, a little bit below market to start to move some. Just want to free up a little bit of liquidity for any opportunities coming up. So anyway, guys, again, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and we'll talk soon.